Barak the Yahweh, Barak the Yahushai, Barak the Yahweh, Barak the Yahushai, Barak the Yahweh, Barak the Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakal Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone True Well. Salutations to the all elect out there. Akim, there's a Akim that do this thing in the utmost truth and sincerity. Alright, I'm the priest Shaman, and this week's topic is going to be entitled She Should Dictate, Not Dictate. Little play on words, having a little fun with the title. Kind of provocative. Actually, I wanted to do this lesson as a screen record. I wanted to screen record this lesson, but certain situations have it to where I'm just going to do it in transit today. Lamentations 3:17, man. Who is he that say that it cometh to pass if the Lord commandeth not? So I wanted to do a screen record where you can see the scriptures, I can read the scriptures, but hey, man's going to the Lord, And I quoted Lamentations 3:17, so I guess the Spirit wanted this to be in transit. I'll just quote the scriptures. But yeah, going back to the title, all right, she should dictate, all right? She should be taking the rod and not dictate. It's a little wordplay, but the point, the emphasis on the show is what they call being pussy whipped, and it could happen to a man. It could happen to a man in the truth, and it has happened to men in the truth. All right, time and time again, and it's also in the scriptures, man. All right, where you let the love you have for your woman overthrow your judgment, cloud your judgment, something that you would, and it happened, it's fucked up, because the more you give your heart to a woman, the more she tends to lose interest, you know what I'm saying? And women are deprived of logic, but we always go into the fact that they like a challenge, we always trying to rule a man's spirit, so when they can't tame that man, it fucks with them, so they set out to go to try to tame him, and the guy that's an asshole and don't give two shits about him, it kind of stays in their mind, like, why is he not doing this for me? Why is he not doing that for me? That tends to happen. So, but when you start to give your all to a woman, all right, she tends to see you as a pushover. Now, we, brothers in the truth, we understand these things, we have experience with these things, but that doesn't mean we're not susceptible to that demon, all right, that one knee, here's a wedding ring, whatever you want, baby demon. You know what I'm saying? You got, scriptures tell you that the man is the head of the woman, and the woman was created for the man. All right, but the scriptures also say she's a possession. So after a while, that nature starts to kick in, to where, as the scripture says in the book of Second Ezra, that many start to lose their wits for them. You start to run out, you start to go out your way, do things you normally wouldn't do for a woman, You do things you normally wouldn't do for a woman. Things that's contradictory with sound judgment, actually. Sound wisdom. So that's what I'm putting together this show to, whoever the Spirit has a hit. Of course I'm doing it to this for myself as well, because I ain't a eunuch, I deal with a woman, and I make sure I always try to keep myself in check. Am I putting so much into this woman that it's deviating from the work? Is it deviating from my sound judgment? Is it hindering my shows? These types of things you always got to keep in mind. Also, if you get in a particular situation that's detrimental to yourself, was it because of this woman? Is she taking so much time out of me? Am I dreaming about her too damn much? You know what I'm saying? So these types of things you always should keep in your mind. And you should be dictating to her what to do. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying she's going to be on that level of Sarah and Abraham type relationship. But if she's bullying you around and, you know what I'm saying? Then you got to say, wait a minute, you got to check yourself, and a brother might tell you that. A brother might say, look, brother, this woman is kind of, you know what I'm saying? And then you gotta, all right, listen. You don't want to be hard-headed and shit. Because there's just too many examples of where that it happened to men, all right? Even more so, men that teach a woman the scriptures. She starts telling you how to break down scripture. She starts telling you going off, all right? And if you're silly and demonic enough, you'll start listening to her. Them demons hop on you enough, you'll start listening to them. And that happened. That happened with many of individuals, man. Many individuals that happened. All right. And I was also gonna say, like, speaking on the point of dictating, if you start being too nice, if you start being super nice, man, women see that shit as weakness, man. That's just the truth, like, for the most part. And you know what? You can't always trust their word, because they'll lie to you. They'll say, "No, I love it when a guy is super nice to me and buy me flowers and all that type of shit." And yeah, they'll love that dude, but that just for that dude to please that need, you know what I'm saying? That need for attention, all right? But what they really want is somebody that's assertive, you know what I'm saying? Somebody that's assertive, somebody that's strong, all right? They like these types of things, man, all right? And that's the type of man that the Most High creates in this thing. That's the type of man that the Most High creates in this thing. But you can look at that guy out there in I'm gonna name names, all right? Malak Shar, all right? Remember Malak Shar, the guy that got all the tattoos and all that shit, and he started bugging way out. What happened to him? He got his first piece of ass, and then he started saying shit like he only want one woman in the kingdom. You know what I'm saying? So that's just an example of how that shit could go. All right, this one dude told me and the priest Palau, "Don't let nothing take you out this truth. Whatever it is, this, that, and the third." Woman came in his life, he got knocked up. We don't see him no more. I mean, she got knocked up, he was gone. You know what I'm saying? And from personal experience, woman put burdens upon you that you weren't even thinking about till you got with the woman. All right. Here it is. You might have had a studio. Right? You might have had a studio apartment. You get with a woman and she starts stressing you that, look, this studio is too small. You need a 1-bedroom. All right? Think about getting a 2-bed. Like, just putting shit on you that you need. Maybe it was just out of an apartment, no car. No, you need a car. That's what they tend to do. They tend to throw extra shit upon men. All right? Because contrary to proper belief, women are not independent creatures, man. All right? Because I know that's what's being pushed today. I'm independent. I'm independent, but what an independent person cares about what their significant other is making before even getting to know them, because that's in their mind. What they ask you things like, what do you do? Who do you live with? How's this? They want to know your status situation, all right? Because they're not dependent, man. When a man goes to get a woman, you don't in your thought, you're not even thinking about what she make and what she do. You're just thinking about slaying her, because in your mind you like, I could take care of myself. You're not really going around looking to be taken care of, all right? But a woman is not so. She's going around looking, all right, for who could pay the bills. Some of them will outright say it. That's the shit about it. Some of them will outright say it. Some of them will outright say, look, I'm looking for a guy that could pay this bill, that bill, take me out. And some of them will be sneaky about it. Some of them will act like, that's your duty. That's the man's obligation. And sometimes if you don't take them out, they act like they're doing you a favor. See, I didn't even ask you to take me out. And you wasn't, prior to meeting this bitch, you wasn't really concerned about going out every other weekend and this, that, and the third. But now you are, Pardon me. But now you are, Speaking of a woman, well, look, man, she gotta be on hold because this lesson gotta get done. You know what I'm saying? It's in transit, gotta get done. But yeah, they come with a lot of time, man. All right, and the moment you start not giving them that time, giving them your time, forget about it, and all hell's gonna break loose. Eventually, she'll leave you if you don't play your cards right. If you don't have a certain manner about yourself, if you don't carry yourself a certain way, And want to make one more point too, man, before I shut it out, because the scriptures speak about being not in the book of Sirach, talk about not getting too caught up in the beauty of a woman. For the most part, what they call quote unquote bad bitches in this era, you got to look at it like a car. That's how I kind of look at it. I look at it like a car, right? So the more luxurious the car, the more time and effort and expenses goes into that car, all right? There's a difference between driving a Bugatti and a RAV4, you know what I'm saying? And that's the same thing with these, when you're going towards, I'm just generalizing things. You might have all had a chick that's very attractive, which y'all knew each other since y'all was kids. But nowadays, especially the older you get, it's hard to just get a very attractive woman and not expect to drop a bag on that bitch, man. You know what I'm saying? Because they, a quote-unquote bad bitch, all right, one, she's going to be very prouder than normal, all right? On average, all these women are exceedingly proud thanks to social media. They get thousands and thousands of likes, all right? So, and thousands and thousands of niggas complimenting them, being extra thirsty, especially here in New York. I can't speak about all parts of the United States, but that's how it is. They walk very stout. I'll say this, in certain parts, certain particular areas, if dudes don't gas bitches up, they won't act like that. But here in New York, trust me, man, motherfuckers go hard. The thirst is real. So they walk around with a high amount of pride, man. All right. So this chick that might have been nothing in the 90s, probably being made fun of if she was fat and shit. All right, is now being called thick and beautiful and all this type of shit. Now she's gonna look down upon the average chick, and she's gonna say, "Look, if I'm with this dude, and all these other dudes can have me, then there's a price to be paid." You know what I'm saying? And I'm just shooting an ace of ace. As to where a chick might be decent. You know what I'm saying? She's not the baddest. All right. But when you get women like that that don't have too much niggas chasing them. All right, they'll tend to want to keep you, so they'll tend to do things like want to cook and clean for you. You know what I'm saying? They'll value your time and shit. And again, this is just a generalization, man. You know what I'm saying? Because, like I said, the more beautiful woman, all right, and especially when she knows she got you, when she know like, I'm with this cat. He quote unquote never had a woman like me. All right, she in her mind like I'm doing this nigga a huge solid. So in her mind, she ain't gonna want to serve you, man. She's looking for you to serve her. Going back to the title of the show, she's looking to dictate. All right, she's looking to dictate how she's gonna run your life, man. So sometimes you see these beautiful women out there, and you know they got shitty attitudes, but you still want to keep them around for their beauty, right? A lot of jakes do that to kind of flaunt them, just like an actual car. Just like how you would get a nice ass car, you drive around the block, and you happy about I got a nice ass car. Jake will move like that with these finer women, man. They'll be like, they'll try to parade their woman around, like, look, I bagged this bitch, you know what I'm saying? And she knows that, That's how come she'll dress extra revealing and shit. Certain men will get jealous, but certain of these niggas will just see it as, look, I'm flaunting what you don't have, Look at what I got. But mind you, you didn't get her for free. There's a price with maintaining that, man. All right? Just like you got that nice ass car, there's a price, a more valuable price than it would if you got you like a little decent joint, that took care of you good, It took care of you nice. And this type of situation that I'm talking about could trickle over to a man that's in this truth, man. All right? A man that's doing the work of the Lord. All right? These types of demons, all right, could trickle over to a man that's teaching this thing, all right? And ultimately, we know that Satan, all right, that's his number one vehicle. And there's many shows on these topics, man. You can find tons of shows on these topics. But the end of the matter is this. Genesis, the 3rd chapter and the 15th verse, all right, tells you that the woman, all right, is going to be ruled over by the man. That's going to take full place in this kingdom, but that should be the order of things, man. That should be the order of things. You should always keep in mind that. And if you switching that order around, hey, you gotta just say, look, man, I think it's time I kick this bitch to the curb, because I'm doing things I wouldn't normally do. I wouldn't normally go on $100 and $200 date. What am I doing? I'll catch myself. You know what I'm saying? Say, now wait a minute. Now I'm acting out of character. She's dictating. She should be dictating. You know what I'm saying? And the moment you catch that realization, you know, you pray to the Lord. You might cast a lot. You might do whatever, you know. Maybe you could pray to the Most High, you know, make her chill out a little bit, you know. Or, you know, and mainly, you know, pray to be a man, you know, pray to have some cojones, you know, and don't ever let no bitch rule over you, you know. Hey, with that, I'm going to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Rakakodash. God belongs to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone True Well. And salutations to the hopeful elect out there, man. You Akim to Sadakim that do this thing in the utmost truth and sincerity. Shalom.